What if I told you that a $20,000 drone can destroy a $10 million tank? Sounds insane, right? But this is not science fiction anymore. This is modern warfare. From Ukraine to the Middle East, the battlefield is changing fast, and the biggest winner isn't the country with the most tanks or jets, it's the one with the smartest, cheapest drones. And today, we're breaking down why drones are becoming the most cost effective weapon in war, and why this changes everything. For decades, military power meant expensive hardware. Fighter jets costing over $80 million, tanks worth millions, aircraft carriers costing billions. The idea was simple: more money equals more power. But drones have flipped that logic upside down. Today, a relatively cheap drone, sometimes even modified from commercial models, can take out high value targets with shocking efficiency. This creates what experts call a cost asymmetry, where the attacker spends far less money than the defender. Let's break that down. Imagine you're defending against a drone attack. That drone might cost $10,000 to $50,000. But to stop it, you might need to fire a surface to air missile costing $500,000 or more. In some cases, even millions. So every time you shoot down a cheap drone, you're actually losing money. Now imagine hundreds of drones coming at once. This is called swarm warfare. And suddenly your defense systems become economically unsustainable. This is exactly what we've seen in recent conflicts. Cheap drones are being used for surveillance, targeting, and even direct attacks. They can fly low, avoid radar, and strike precisely. And because they're unmanned, there's no risk to a pilot's life. That's another huge cost factor. Training a fighter pilot can cost millions and take years. Losing a drone? You just replace it. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Drones aren't just cheaper, they're smarter. With advancements in AI and real-time data, drones can identify targets, adjust flight paths, and even coordinate with other drones. This reduces the need for massive human involvement and cuts operational costs even further. In simple terms, you're getting more impact for less money. Now compare this to traditional warfare. A modern fighter jet like the F-35 costs around $80 million per unit, plus thousands of dollars per hour to operate. Tanks require fuel, maintenance, and crews. Warships cost billions to build and maintain. Drones, on the other hand, are relatively cheap to produce, easy to deploy, and scalable. You can launch dozens or even hundreds at a time. This scalability is a game changer. Instead of relying on a few expensive assets, militaries can now deploy large numbers of low-cost drones. Even if some are destroyed, the overall mission can still succeed. It's like replacing a few expensive chess pieces with an army of pawns that can overwhelm the opponent. And let's talk about accessibility. Drones are not just for superpowers anymore. Smaller countries and even non-state actors can now access drone technology. This levels the playing field in a way we've never seen before. It means that traditional military dominance based on budget alone is no longer guaranteed. But does this mean drones are perfect? Not exactly. They have limitations. They can be jammed, hacked, or shot down. Weather can affect them, and they still rely on communication systems that can be disrupted. However, even with these limitations, their cost effectiveness makes them incredibly attractive. Think about it like this. In modern warfare, it's not just about who has the strongest weapons, it's about who can sustain the fight economically. Wars are expensive, and budgets matter. If one side can achieve similar or better results at a fraction of the cost, they gain a massive advantage over time. And this is why military strategies around the world are shifting. Instead of investing only in big-ticket weapons, countries are now pouring resources into drone technology. They're developing better, cheaper, faster drones and better ways to defend against them. So what does the future look like? Imagine battlefields filled with autonomous drones, coordinating in real time, making decisions faster than humans ever could. Imagine defenses struggling to keep up, not because they're weak, but because they're too expensive to use at scale. This is the future we're heading toward. And here's the big takeaway. Drones are not just a new weapon. They represent a new way of thinking about warfare. A shift from power based on cost to power based on efficiency. From big and expensive to small, smart, and scalable. So the next time you hear about billion-dollar defense budgets, remember this. The real game changer might not be the most expensive weapon, but the one that delivers the most impact for the lowest cost. Because in modern warfare, winning isn't just about strength, it's about strategy, innovation, and most importantly, economics. Outro CTA, high retention. If you found this breakdown interesting, hit like and subscribe because the future of warfare is changing fast, and you don't want to miss what's coming next.